I'd like to write a song in which absolutely there was no rhyme whatsoever. And, for example, just take a conversation, record a conversation, and then put it to music.
Hello everyone. Today we will have a look at Labi Siffre's 1972 album Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying, which is simply a love letter to human emotion. This album isn't afraid of being self-assured nor vulnerable. It is also Siffre's third record, which gives it that certain sense of confidence. By 1972 he had established his sound and found comfort within it. That musical sureness shines through and makes this collection of songs extremely high quality. Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying embraces human nature and experiences in all of their ups and downs. This album is about connections between people and the importance of caring for yourself and others. It is also about being honest, and through that vulnerability comes that aforementioned confidence.
I am a free man, and my father, he was a slave. I have been broken, but my children will be saved.
The album opens up with a 2-minute track called Saved, in which Siffre declares his freedom and questions religion as a concept. Siffre was raised in a religious family but never found solace within Christianity. He is gay and has never considered himself religious. Saved opens with the lyric, I am a free man, and my father, he was a slave. Siffre's blackness, of course, puts a heavy weight on this lyric, but taking into consideration the entirety of this song, the contrast between being chained and being free also ties into religion. Siffre sees religion as something limiting. This song's lyrics beg the questions, why do we need saving and who are we being saved for? Labi concludes that he doesn't need religion to tell him what to do. Jesus doesn't need him, he is a free man. Musically, Saved includes only Siffre's voice, no instruments whatsoever. That gives this song a very personal feel. It is as if we're eavesdropping on a private declaration, or vice versa, listening to a very public speech. And because the song is only Siffre's voice, the listener has to listen to the text. You cannot lean onto anything else and dismiss Siffre's message. Even though religion doesn't make a huge comeback into the conversation on the rest of the album, here we get a taste of Siffre's ability to question these institutionalized powers. He isn't afraid of critiquing something so established as religion. After that quite raw opening, we move on to the dominating sound of the album with Canuck Chase. A gentle acoustic guitar guides the listener onto a beautiful stroll. The lyrics are hopeful, stating that the narrator used to be down and desperate, but now he's back in the fight. The song opens with the narrator being alone and ends up with someone by their side. The narrator of the song goes through stages of sorrow, but gets up with the help of friends and by simply having someone by their side. And Siffre's gentle voice brings that final layer of solitude onto this track. The beautiful la da 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 refrain lets Labi and the listener enjoy and not have to have anything to worry about. This song is simply full of life. It's full of emotion, both sad and happy. Canuck Chase works as a mirror for the human experience. You can be alone and content, but the presence of others can also save you from desperate times. This theme of community and experiencing emotional fluctuations carries on all throughout this record. Fool Me a Good Night and It Must Be Love are all about love in their various stages and different forms. Nothing in this world is really unequivocal, and neither is love. There are faults and problems in all sorts of relationships, but both of these songs emphasize the importance of love nonetheless. Whatever form love takes, as long as there is love to be shared, you'll be fine. Nothing more, nothing less, love is the best, Siffre states in It Must Be Love. In 2022, Siffre stated in an interview with The Guardian that he has always taken love seriously. Love indeed is a strong power not to be underestimated, but it isn't always a given thing either. Queerness is an inevitable part of Siffre's music, and it shines through when he sings about things like love and relationships. His tender yet not overly soft approach to topics like this is admirable. He understands that showcasing queer love is a privilege. Therefore, love should not be treated as something unserious. Even when the sexual side of relationships is at the forefront, Siffre's baseline is the admiration of the other person. The song Gimme Some More plays into this playful, humane nature of sex. Siffre recognizes that he's not the only person in this world. There are other people who also need to be taken into account. But Siffre doesn't put himself down either, and all of his confidence is within healthy limits. That theme of self-appreciation and simultaneous selflessness is a key theme in his music. Balance and equality between I and others is a starting point for a lot of Siffre's work. Blue Ladies showcases that observant style of writing on which Siffre often leans into. In this song, he sings about a woman who seems down. In the text, he tries to construct her life story and reveal her mysteries. The woman of the song seems to be sad and alone, and Siffre entertains the thought of maybe keeping her company. But the song really ends with no resolution, as Siffre realizes that people don't really care for strangers. We don't approach people in hopes to make them feel better. The narrator of the song keeps his distance, and the song ends with lines, "Pardon if I stare, I hope that somewhere somebody cares." These lines emphasize the underlying will to help others, but being too reserved to do so. In the end, we always believe that somebody else will take care of these problems. Somebody else will help. Labi Siffre often appreciates human nature, but to him it isn't immune to critique either. Why are we so afraid of helping a stranger? Why are we so self-centered? There are many good things when it comes to the human spirit, but, like the album title itself suggests, there are also downsides. It's not all loving and laughing.
I look up from my book and see you sleeping on the sofa, wearing my pullover.
Love, oh love, and Till Forever both circle back to the importance of love in our lives. Both of these songs are incredibly romantic. They both contribute to the idea that finding someone beside you will get you through everything. A true connection between two people is magical even in the most mundane moments of life. And the majority of your time spent will most likely be that same old everyday life. But Siffre romanticizes the idea of finding someone to share those ordinary moments with. And the title track of this album, Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying, is again about how life is all about these different emotions and moments. Human existence is a multitude of different things. Our identities are not necessarily easily explainable, and they are forever changing. You cannot go through the human experience without crying, laughing, loving, or lying. Crying and lying are seen as somewhat negative things, while laughing and loving are something good. Labi Siffre puts all of these things on the same equal line. It's not about avoiding these actions necessarily, but rather about embracing the multitudes of humanity. It is also about understanding that crying, for example, doesn't always mean something sad. And now, coming back to those mundane moments and Siffre's observant style of writing, Hotel Room Song is such a delightful piece of music. Labi observes his surroundings and describes things just as they are. There is no glitter, no glamour. In this song, he reflects on last night's concert and how it did not go that well. This song lets the listener into something private and normal. We can listen to Siffre's thoughts and get insights on how he sees the world. And there is also a humorous side to this song, for example with the line, "Got to do a TV show in Manchester. Oh no." Even from those dull moments, something funny can emerge, and the song ends in a perfect way. Put the guitar away, nothing more to say. How sympathetic and clear. Again in this song, Siffre doesn't downplay the ordain, the hotel room and reflections on last night are worth writing about. And this is why I think Labi Siffre is one of the most humane artists. He gives an opportunity for the normal to speak and to be heard. He writes in such a relatable way. Siffre asks questions and shows his genuine curiosity for the world and the people in it. He uses his humanity to the full potential. He takes things seriously, yes, but also finds humor when needed. In the introduction, I mentioned the confidence in this album. Being confident doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything or that you are a cold, steady persona. Confidence gives room for uncertainty, which is present in a lot of this album. That's why Labi asks many questions and ponders on many things. Even though he doesn't know everything, he still knows that he has a place in this world. And my song is a pinnacle of this sentiment.
This is my song, and no one can take it away.
Siffre is sure about his abilities not just as a musician, but also as a person. Being a confident person allows you to be vulnerable and showcase your uncertainty when needed. He knows what and who is important to him, but he isn't against new ideas or developments. He's open and he's ready to accept all emotions and feelings. But at the same time, he doesn't put himself down either. He won't always sing in tune, but he'll sing nonetheless, till the day he dies. My song might not be the most stereotypical confidence boost song, but to me it is one of the greatest. Labi Siffre doesn't mock the world, so why would he do that to himself? He is a part of this world as much as you and I are. The album concludes with a jolly tune, Come On Michael, as if community, friendship and love weren't already at the forefront of this album. With this song you cannot escape it. In this song, Siffre encourages a friend called Michael and talks about how important he is. This song works as a reminder for everyone on how important each one of us is. If my song was about Labi's more personal self-empowerment, here it is about Michael. And Michael could very well be you. Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying is a collection of truly humane music. In the core of this album are love and curiosity for the world around us. Labi Siffre doesn't take wondrous things for granted and gracefully understands the downsides to human life. He looks at sadness and happiness as equals. They coexist alongside each other, and this album welcomes that fact. There is certain sentimentality within this album which claws at your hearts, but there is also room for humor and lightheartedness, and that gives this album that benevolent touch. Humanity is multidimensional. Humanity means going through thick and thin and experiencing all sorts of emotions. Labi Siffre simply embraces the human experience in all of its glory and gloom. Thank you for watching and listening. See you someday.